Recording. All right, here we go. So Bao Finance, Max, what exactly is this Bao Finance?
Yeah, so Bao Finance is an altcoin, and although it kind of looks a little bit like a meme, as you can see with the Bao bun there, it's actually quite serious. So what Bao is trying to do is large-scale staking of synthetic assets, soft synths, hard synths, you name it. But as of right now, the Bao market cap is around $10 million. Bao has a lot of potential in their promises. So Bao, as of right now, has a single developer, Bao Man, and they also have a part-time developer, I believe his name's Rocky. But what Bao has, and what people have to realize, is that although they're a single developer, they've kept up with all of their promises so far. So they got staking out, and they have, probably at least 10 different pools, well over 10 different pools. So they have Bao to Ethereum, they have Chainlink to Ethereum, RSR to Ethereum, you name it. And this is all works towards getting more Bao introduced into circulation.
Wait, Max, when you say they have pools, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so they're staking pools. So the way staking pools work is X amount of Bao can be received from a pool, for example, and the more people in that pool, the more that Bao is cut up and distributed based on the percent of the pool you control. So let's say the current Bao Ethereum pool going on right now, I have 10% control over it, but then let's say I have 100% control over it. Let's say I have $1 in the current Bao pool, right?
Okay.
Bao Ethereum pool. Well, if no one else puts any more stake or collateral in it, then I'll control the entire pool, and when its week cycle ends, I'll get all the rewards from that pool, that staking pool. But what happens is, let's say another person puts another dollar in. Well, my reward just got cut in half, because $1 to $1, $2, I have half of that, 50%. So I'd get 50% of the pool. But what happens is you have thousands of people in the pool, and everything's pro rata per their stake. And that decides what they get at the end of the day, based on their LP tokens. So those are LPs are liquidity partners, and it's basically how you stake.
Okay, cool. So what are why would someone really buy Bao? Like, what is Bao adding to the cryptocurrency world that isn't in it already?
Yeah, so the main value behind Bao, if you look, it has a potential circulation of 1.5 trillion coins. But the reality is it will never actually have 1.5 trillion coins, because if Bao keeps to their promises and they're well on track for their roadmap of 2021 already, which you can see in their finance page at Bao Finance, yeah, right there. But basically they're well on track for their roadmap, and once synthetics come out, soft and hard, Bao tokens will start being burned like crazy. As of right now, Bao is on the Ethereum pools, but they're hoping to, in the next few weeks, it might be 4 weeks, migrate over to XDAI. But it'll give farmers and stakers the option to go Ethereum or XDAI. But the nice thing about XDAI is Ethereum is kind of high on fees because of the Ether gas fees. So sometimes you're paying, $80 just to... Honestly, $80 is probably $50 to $80, I'd say, is fairly average what you pay in gas fees to start staking in a Bao pool right now. But on XDAI, you'd be more likely paying pennies to stake. So it's a huge difference, especially for the little guys, the little fish, who aren't throwing thousands and thousands of dollars into Bao to start staking. But the cool thing about Bao is when you're staking, and they do this for inflation reasons to keep the price of Bao at a reasonable level, is the pools, once you get paid out from your Bao pool, 95% of your Bao tokens are locked. The other 5% you can circulate, you can trade, you can sell, you can do whatever you want with them. But the 95% that's locked won't become unlocked to about the beginning of December. It's once it hits a certain block. And then after that point, your Bao's locked tokens will start coming back to you over a period of 3 years. So you receive 33% of that 95% back a year. It comes out to be like 0.1% a day or something like that. But there are people who are going to be making, hundreds of dollars a day based on their Bao staking pools. And that's the long-term side of Bao. If you're in Bao for the long run, if you think they're going to do well, it's really good to stake at this point. Don't get me wrong, it's also good to own some Bao because a lot of things are going to happen in the meantime. Once they go on SushiSwap in about 4.5 weeks, which if you look at the SushiSwap 2021 roadmap, you can see right there that Bao is on the roadmap. So it's confirmed, Bao is going on SushiSwap.
And that's a big deal.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
When a cryptocurrency goes onto a new exchange, it's a really big deal because it's just opening up to a whole new cohort of customers. And right now, the only place you can buy Bao Finance coin is if you go to the website and you go down to this Uniswap link, and then you can get it from here. But when it gets added to SushiSwap, it'll be exclusively on SushiSwap, right?
Yeah. So the way it looks is the SushiSwap team is trying to get Bao as a SushiSwap exclusive, and what SushiSwap is to Uniswap, faster, more efficient, cheaper, decentralized swap, exchange. Bao is going to be to synthetics, and Bao could become the currency of SushiSwap. That is, if they get synths out like they want to in their roadmap, if they keep going on this pace and they're able to keep their promises. If Baoman and his other developer Rocky are able to get synths out in time, then the value of Bao will go through the roof. Don't get me wrong, the value of Bao will also go up once they go onto SushiSwap because of the large increase in holders and potential users. It's easier to access Bao. As with any commodity, once they become easier to access, they tend to go up in value. And once Bao delivers on synths, then we'll see a large burning of Bao. Because once people start staking synthetics, they'll be putting their Bao up as part of the collateral. And let's say you create a crypto call for Bitcoin 33 times leverage, right? Well, if you don't make your call price, then when you cash out of your call, or if you never do, you'll have to burn X amount of your Bao and have to give up X amount of your collateral. So you could potentially be losing 70% of the Bao you had put up. So that 70% gets burned and the total circulation of Bao goes down and the value of Bao goes up for the rest of the community as Bao is taken out of circulation forever.
Right, but so buying Bao though right now, what's the biggest risk though, Max? Is it just the developing team because it's only one person, correct?
Yeah, so it's 1.5 guys.
Okay.
Baoman has been the one with it from the beginning. He seems to be a really good quality developer. I mean, he's, in my opinion, very, very well-rounded developer, really good guy. He's created really good, positive community. If you go into Bao's Discord, everyone there is really friendly. Everyone's always trying to help each other out. It's a really great, positive community, and everyone there has a lot of faith in Baoman. And Baoman's really good, and the way it appears is he's also getting help from SushiSwap developers. So whenever he runs into any problems, he's got the Sushi developers on his side too, which is great. Great resource to have. Good developers are really hard to find in the crypto industry. Not a lot of people have a really fluent understanding of blockchain because one, it's a lot of math, and two, it is a decent amount of software development too. But I honestly think Batman will be able to put it all together, but it's, the proof is in the pudding. It's only a matter of time. He's kept good on his roadmap so far. He's accomplished everything he said he would accomplish within his given time frames. What we're really waiting to see is if they're able to get synthetics out, because once they do, Bao's, in my opinion, a more or less guaranteed crypto. But if they aren't able to make sense, then its value could potentially become worthless overnight.
Right, but looking at the monthly chart here, because Bao didn't come out that long ago.
Yep.
And looking at the chart now, and we've seen returns over, how big is this so far? That must be a 40x so far since January. So in 20 days, it's 40x.
Oh yeah. Here, if you go to CoinGecko and look up Bao, it'll show you the percent gain over different cycles. So Let's see. Scroll down a little bit, and right there, it says 1 hour gain, 24 hours, 7 day, 14 day. 14 day, it's close to 1,000% in 14 days. Now the 30 day hasn't come out yet because Bao hasn't been listed for 30 days yet. But once it does, it'll be well over 1,000%.